Welcome to another episode on our Lagos Living, where we talk about different things. Today, we're going to be talking about the beauty industry. We know that the beauty industry has different sectors, but today it's going to be about nails. And we have a mom, an entrepreneur, a beautician, and we all know that looking good is good business. To sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode where we just talk about everything beauty. Welcome to this episode on our Lagos Living.
Thank you.
And we are honored to have you.
Yes.
How young were you when you started out in this profession?
Okay. I call it a journey. I started at a very tender age. To be precise, I was 16 years
Oh, wow.
when I ventured into, working as a sales girl in a beauty place.
Okay.
So I do it a part time. I do. Unfortunately, I was doing a part time school. So in the day I do work, then in the evening I go for my studies.
Okay.
So I was actually a sales girl somewhere in Victoria Island. And while I was there, I saw the kind of people that come in to do their hair and nails, and that was where I fell in love. It gives me the opportunity to meet good people. You understand? Interact with them. That was where I found myself working, got the urge for working in a beauty place before I now went in full nail session.
Okay.
Yes.
While you were working at this place, did you have challenges as a young person? Because at 16, you're a teenager. How did you manage to combine going to school part-time and working at this beauty place? And if you don't mind, what beauty place was this?
Okay. That was years back. I think during Obasanjo era or something. It was quite years back. Somewhere in Victoria Island. It was called OC Plaza.
Okay.
OC Plaza. Okay. So as a young girl, like I said, I'm excited walking. So there were no odds. It's something I love doing, and someone that is trying to survive.
Yes.
My mom died when I was young, and we're left with our father to take care of us. Along the line, my senior sister got married, and I decided to live with her. You understand what that means?
Yes.
Living with somebody, you cannot get your full time like when you're under your parents. So, but they allow me to do something. Okay, so while I was having my part-time school, I decided to do a sales girl. And then Nigeria, like I said, Nigeria was very good. My salary then was 100 naira.
Oh, wow.
And that 100 naira could see me through for a month. Yes, so I was living, then Morocco was still under existence. So I was living in Morocco then, and schooling. It was fun. For me, it was fun, so I can't remember any odds because the excitement of working and schooling and meeting good people was the aim. Yeah, so that's it.
I think that's something a lot of young people these days miss out on.
Yes.
They don't find joy. There's no fun. They just want to do it because anyway, in a way,
Yes.
you understand what I
Yes,
mean.
yes.
So in your time, I'm very sure it was absolutely different. And like you said, you enjoyed it. And I, for one, as a young person as well, I'm of the school of thought that whatever you're doing, whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
you should be excited about it, because if you don't, what's the point? What's the point of doing that thing, So yes. What made you decide you wanted to go into business, aside from the fact that you wanted to meet people,
Yes.
you were meeting good people,
Yes.
it was exciting, but what really made you go into business?
Okay. It all started. So first, I started as a sales girl, like I
Yes.
said, and along the line, and I went for food training to do a hairstylist job.
Okay.
So along the line, so I left OC Plaza and moved to Ikoyi Hotel. So while I was in the OC Plaza, I picked interest in knowing how to do hair. So I now moved to Ikoyi Hotel where I worked in a place called Extension, Hair Extension. So while working there, they now employed a nail tech.
Okay.
For me, it was my first time to see a nail technician having one-on-one table with a client. I find it so beautiful, and I felt like, oh, like a hairstylist, you share tables.
Yes.
So I now fell in love, and it has good connection. Like I told you, I
Yes.
like closeness. I like interacting with good people. So the scenario I saw was very, I loved it. And I was there and I said, okay, I'm interested. I would like to learn nails. But unfortunately, then the lady promised to train me, but I could not afford
Okay.
the money because what I earn is not, up to what she was demanding.
Okay.
And that was where I started having the dream of, going into nail because of the setup, just like the way we are sitting
Yes.
one on one.
Yes.
And I worked there as a hairstylist for a couple of years. Then along the line, my sister had a friend that worked in nail studio, and her friend now told her that they need someone in a pedicurist.
Okay.
Yes, a pedicure. You must be a pedicurist before you move to be a nail technician.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. So, and I know how to do pedicure as a hairstylist. So they employed me as a pedicurist, and I worked there I was so excited to move into my dream. That was my dream. So I moved into nail studio as a pedicurist. And after 9 years, and my boss of then asked if I was interested, if anybody was interested in training for a technician. So I said, yes, I've been longing for this.
The opportunity just
Yeah,
presented
it just
itself.
came. And everybody was like, as a pedicurist, you tend to, do men and women, and we all look up, the tip that comes is mouth-watering.
Yes.
You tend to get tip from men and women. So me going as a nail technician, my colleagues were like, oh, you mean you want to leave our pedicure side? You won't have money. I say, no, this is a dream, and I want to go so that I can fulfill that dream. So that was how my Mrs. Awuboro trained me as a nail technician, and I worked with her again for another 9 years, making 18 years in a place. For me, it was a passion because when you long for something, it's something you have passion for. You do
Yes.
it with all ease.
Yes.
No stress. No one is pushing you. It's what you long for.
Yes.
So you do it with a lot of ease. So that's it. That was how I went full time.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. It's like it's like the saying, preparation meets opportunity.
Yes.
You
Yes.
weren't limited to learning. You started as a sales girl.
Yes.
You started learning to make hair, and you just kept moving.
Yeah.
And that's why at the beginning of this podcast, I said to everyone that the beauty industry is very versatile.
It is.
If you're a young person watching this, please, I want you to be open-minded. Don't be limited, okay? Don't be limited. And this is an inspiring story, at least for me, and I hope someone learns something from this. While you were at nail studio, were you the youngest? I'm just curious.
Okay. So not really. I wasn't the youngest, but I
Okay.
was among the youngest.
Okay.
Probably three of us were the most young, the youngest among the people that I met.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What was growing up like for you?
Growing up, like I said, my mom passed when I was 7 years.
Oh wow.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy when you have to live with somebody, when you have to leave your home
Yes.
to go and live with another family. That's It's not fun. Yeah, it's not.
I know you mentioned that you did schooling part time.
Yes, I do.
And you worked as well during the day.
Yes.
Was this by choice or your family decided, okay, this is what is best for you?
It wasn't by choice. It's not having the opportunity
Okay.
to go to where I would have loved to go to.
Okay.
Yeah, in my education background. So that was it.
Do you feel as an adult now,
Yes.
as a mother, do you feel like you could have changed something? Do you regret going for evening schools?
Yeah, in the other way around, I will not say I regret because that's what I could lay my hands on
Okay.
at that particular time. And I'm grateful I did the little I did, but I would have been more grateful that I had gone to proper, school,
Like
go
formal
to
education.
university,
Okay.
formal education, go to university and graduate.
Yes.
But I am so also grateful to God because not everybody in my situation as of then would have made good use of that the little opportunity I had.
That's true.
Yes.
That is true. Looking back now, do you think you would have done something different? Being a nail technician now,
okay.
and the experiences you've gained over the years.
So now, like people said, normally say that skill is what plays out. Education is for you to acquire knowledge, but skill, if I've gone to school, I'll be working in it all depends on what I decide to do.
Yes.
But I tell you, I'm so grateful that I am where I am, and I only need to, grow
And
to
expand
see
more.
myself grow higher than it is now. But I'm grateful to God that I'm happy where I am. Yes.
That's amazing.
It is.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Because gratitude is very important. I think I read somewhere that says gratitude is a miracle. It's like you're praying for something, but God is giving you more stuff.
Yes.
So that's a good one. What was your first tool, and why did you choose that tool? Do you even remember the first tool you bought?
Okay. As for me to really remember, because years have gone by.
Yes.
Actually, in 2 weeks' time, I'll be 55.
Ooh, wow.
So my birthday is loading.
Oh, wow.
So years have gone by.
Yes.
I only think of the good things that are ahead of me. So the only thing I can remember the tools I bought was when I actually started my own business. But as the time that have passed,
Yes.
I was working for people.
Yes.
Okay. So when I started my business, wow, it was something I was looking forward doing. So first and foremost, you have to get your seats, your furnitures.
Yes.
Then you now move into products. So like I started buying OPI products and look as in I just needed something that is.
Yes.
I was not going like, oh, this is original, this is fake. But as time goes on, and I tested the quality ones and I realized that, oh, these are not really the original.
Yes.
So those are ones that I can say I agreed getting. But I got it. It might not be the best quality.
Yes.
But as soon as I got the best quality, I took those ones away.
Anyway, so it helped you to understand what to look out for in that industry.
Yes.
What to buy, what not to buy.
Yes.
No, that's good, because these days we see it's like what I ordered versus what you got.
So until you enter the line, you now realize what is right and what is not right, because mere looking at the bottle, you say, oh, it's OPI, it's written there. But not until you use
the product
and you use the original, then you can tell the difference. But then as a starter, it does not matter to me.
It does not matter.
I just need to have some brand that people know. But as soon as I started, God started opening the ways for me. I started going out of the country to get. I met the OPI people, manufacturers and distributors.
Yes.
I knew the difference, so I made sure that I cleared.
You could tell.
Because my clients are the most important people.
Absolutely.
I have. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
It takes someone who is passionate about what they are doing or what they want to get into to pay attention to these details.
Yes.
Because some people will just be like, oh, it's just minute, so what's the point? Nobody will tell the difference. But if you want to really provide good service, like you've pointed out, you need to pay attention to these things. Amazing. Amazing. Did you pay someone to teach you? I know that. I don't know how it works in other parts of the world, but here in Nigeria, there's a phrase, omoishe. Omoishe, for those who don't know, omoishe is the Yoruba word for an apprentice.
Yes.
And to be an apprentice, the little knowledge I have, for some people you get to pay for them to teach you.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me just stop talking.
Okay.
So you go ahead.
So, when I started, I said I met a lady where I was working in Ikoyi Hotel, extension to be precise.
Yes.
So she actually wanted me to pay. My salary was far below what she demanded. Then, she was demanding like 14,000, and my salary was, I think, 900.
Okay.
Yeah, 900 naira. I told you I started with 100 naira salary.
Yes.
So I now upgraded. I started upgrading to 900 naira.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine 14,000
to 900 naira.
Is a huge money.
Rich.
So it's like they said, God sees our heart and knows what we want, and He moves our direction to the perfect way.
Yes.
So when I couldn't afford that, I let go. And I started moving on with my hair stuff.
Yes.
And along the line, the opportunity of going into nail studio came about. And this woman, to be precise, she's the one that brought nails into Nigeria.
Oh.
As of then, when we don't have the tip, what we have was sculptured. They sculptured the nails. Yeah, sculptured nails is you build with a powder with no tip.
Oh, wow.
So she was, should I call her? She was one that brought nail industry in Nigeria. And so what am I looking for? I'm not learning now from someone that learned, but from the icon, someone that knows nothing but nails, that just brought nails into Nigeria. So I was opportune to be trained by her. As a staff, I don't have to pay.
Amazing.
So that was how God made it.
Oh, wow.
So I did not pay the dime, but I worked.
That's great. When did you decide to get your own place? Because I know this is something a lot of entrepreneurs, people who have different skills, they hope to get their own place or collaborate with other people. But when did you decide? When did Frankie decide, now it's my time? I'm done working for someone and I want to stand alone.
Okay, so it all started when my first daughter got an admission to secondary school.
Okay.
So I wanted her to go to Federal School, Federal School of Science and Technology. But as of then, I couldn't make it. Okay, so and I decided, okay, what is the next step? She was not admitted in the school due to she did not merit the cutoff mark or something. So I had to now, take my choice was Our Lady of Apostle Ola at Yaba. But because the money was so much, I could not. So I said, okay, let her go to Federal School.
Okay.
So, but that Federal School did not work. So I had to go back to the first choice that I couldn't. I went to the school, made inquiries, and they told me the amount. I started crying in the school. I started crying. So I cried because I'm a Catholic, and it's a Catholic school. So I wanted my kids to
Go to a Catholic school.
Yeah, because of the doctrine, so that they can know it very well. But at the point where I couldn't afford it, I started crying, and the lady was like, "Madam, why are you crying? You should. It's not a do or die that she must be here. You can go when you get the money. She can, reapply or something." I said, "Okay." So I was so sad because this is something that parents are happy that, oh, my daughter is going to secondary school. I went back home shattered. So the next day I went to work, and there's this my client that I call her my mother-in-law because
Yes.
she's from my husband's side.
Okay.
By tribe, no link.
Okay.
So and she's so fond of me. I like her. She likes me. And she saw me say, my daughter, my wife, what's wrong with you? Why are you frowning? I said, Auntie, your daughter did not go to school. He said, why? Did she fail? I said, no, not that she failed. I can't afford the school. He said, what school? I told her all last. And she said, oh, so how much are we looking at that I need to complete it? And the question came like unprepared, unexpected, and I didn't know what to do. And I just said, I think it was either 100,000 or 200,000 that I needed to complete it with. And she just went, open that bag, take the money. I'm going to go and dash somebody 500,000 as soon my daughter is at home.
Oh, wow.
And my daughter is at home. Just make sure she goes to school. Count the money. I started shivering. I was not shaking. Not that I've not seen such money before. But the manner of the way the money came about was unexpected. I was shaking. I couldn't even count. Everybody was now laughing at me, I was so shocked to my bone because I didn't see it coming. So I now counted the money and said, make sure she goes to school. Make sure she goes to school. And I looked at my salary out of that time and I asked myself, if this girl should be in Our Lady, that means your salary is not up to their school fees. I think it's high time you make arrangement of living and look for a better thing for yourself so that you can be able to give her the quality education you have chosen for her. So that was how I started preparing and said, no, if that be the case, I've worked for 18 years and I just told myself, I said, 18 years in the Western world, that means you are an adult. You have to stand on your own.
Yes.
So I used that phrase to talk to myself that I've served for 18 years. I think it's high time for me to move. And that was how I started making the move to leave.
Great,
yeah.
Great. That's quite a story. And as a Christian myself,
yes.
I believe that when God is preparing something for you,
yes,
it just doesn't. He doesn't make it just happen. You need to make an effort.
Yeah.
And as a mother, going to that school and knowing that you can't afford it for your child, it's heartbreaking,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And having this person who isn't related to you in any way,
it was a miracle.
It was a miracle.
Yes.
I believe in miracles. Yes. And it brings me to another question about the school system, right? We know that a lot of churches in Nigeria and other parts of the world, but I would focus on Nigeria, have educational institutions, right? Not just the Catholic Church. And one of the things that keeps reoccurring is the fact that people who go to these churches most of the time can't afford that education. They can't afford to put their children in these schools.
Yes.
How do you think this can change? How do you think the churches can actually make it better? Because I don't know how to say it in proper English. It's like saying, I want this thing, but I no fit. And not everybody is comfortable, quote and unquote, being like a charity case or saying, okay, I'm going to wait for one rich person, or when the opportunity comes, I will be part of those who would get like a scholarship How long are you going to wait for that? So how do you think the church can, not just the Catholic Church, but the church in general, you know, the Christian community, how do you think they can change this? It's a lot of money that goes into building schools and putting equipment and the facilities and employment and all that, which is, it's a lot of hard work, right? Most people invest, most people donate. They don't want anything in return. But those who invest, they want something in return. And that's the truth. So how do you think the church can change this to make it easy for parents who want their children to attend the church's school based on their faith? And like you said, the doctrine. And as a Catholic, you want that to also be part and parcel of your child. So how do you think the church can change this?
Really, I don't know how they can change it, but it's something that is, I don't know whether it's something that goes on everywhere, but I see it play so much in Nigeria. And to be sincere with you, the parishioners are those that assist in this project.
Yes.
Even while my daughter was still in the school there, every time we always pay building projects. So that building project money does not entail in the whatever difference on anyone coming. You keep paying, and I don't even know. I don't know who have to come in. I don't know whether the government are the right people to come in, because initially, when, like I said, when Nigeria was good, missionary schools are the most, cheapest schools, because it's run by the missionaries. They say that, oh, they want everybody to be educated.
Yes.
You understand? They want people to be learned. But I don't know how it now came about that they are more expensive than even the common private schools that is owned by individual. So while my daughter was in that school, it was not fun for me as a parent, because like I said, I worked hard to make sure I continue. And me working hard is for me to now leave my job and started my own business.
Yes.
And I will say I'm very lucky that I found my way and it worked, because it's not everybody that can take that decision and come out successfully with it. But I'm so grateful. So I don't know, because it pains me to say it's still on, like as I speak, because even my daughter did not finish with them. At the end of the day, I was almost having heart attack every time. Every time, paying so much and seeing your child not coming out with the grade you expected. So every time, I will beat my daughter. I will smack her each time she collects her results. Is always the saddest period for me, because when I see red, it doesn't speak well.
Yes.
But then they keep telling me that, oh, she's doing well because they have a high score grade. If she's in a public school, she will be on top. So, but I tend to push until she now did her junior WAEC and was ready to go to SS3. So I had to move her to Apata. That was another school that I dreamt of. That I loved. That I said, I wish I'll have money, my daughter will go to Apata. And indeed, she now went to Apata and did her final and came out with good grade.
So do you think her grades and the way she performed in her first school had something to do with her as an individual, or it had something to do with the teachers in the school?
Okay, so kids are easily mind drift.
Yes.
So the school played parts. Olas is a very good school. It's very good. I can recommend any day.
Yes.
But just the money aspect, it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
But they play good role in making sure that their scholars are excellent. But unfortunately, I couldn't wait for her to go through, because when she left, in fact, her score as a junior student on her junior WAEC. She got an award, but she was not there to collect it.
Oh,
Yes.
sad.
Yeah, so it was something that ended in praise. Yeah, because I wept on the starting, but she left, she did to junior WAEC,
Okay. Yes.
and when her junior WAEC was excellent.
Okay.
But I couldn't wait because I've made all preparation to move her
To move.
out so that she does not miss the senior secondary.
Okay. What are your earliest memories of being a young apprentice in the beauty industry?
Yeah. What are my early memories? It was all fun, like I said. It was all fun.
So nothing in particular, but there's always something there, you know.
Yes, it was all fun because I see myself working at that tender age.
Yes.
I was supposed to be in school. Like my last daughter is 17. She's still baby. And at times I look back, I said, but this, I keep telling them, I said, at your age, I was already making money. I was working. So I don't understand what I am today. Didn't just start. It started at a very tender age.
Yeah.
So it was what I love doing. So I see it like fun. Like even the work for me is a hobby. It's not tedious. I enjoy customer coming in and I'm able to fulfill all they want and they live happy.
Yes.
Do you understand? So it's all fun and it's still the same fun. The only thing I know how to do is to wake up early and come to work after I've done the one in the house.
In the house.
Then the next thing is to come to work.
Mm.
And when I don't come to work, it's like something is missing. So probably because I started early.
Early, yes. It's part of you.
It's part of
you.
me.
You live it, you breathe it.
Yes.
It's just there.
Yes.
Do you think times have changed in the beauty industry since you started? Because you're turning 54.
55.
Oh, 55. I'm sorry. You're turning 55. Yes. And that's such a long time.
It is.
You know? Do you think times have changed? Do you think there's some things that are still there in your time?
Times have changed in everything. In everything. So during our time, it was all about you pamper the nails. You make the nails beautiful. But this time, we are now in the Gen Z time where all manner of styles. It's not about caring for the nails, but it's all about, having extraordinary nails that have different type of names, stiletto, coffin, and they don't mind killing the nails, but having the beauty, but the nail is dying under.
When you say killing the nails, what do you mean? Do you mean this nail, your God-given nail?
Yes.
Okay, not the artificial one.
The natural nails.
The natural nails.
Yeah, because you can have your nails done for years, and when you're done with it, you still have your nail looking healthy. But this time around, it's all about they don't care about the nail. No treatment. It's all like, okay, put acrylic. You're done with acrylic, and the nails are looking good. What happens under? You don't care. When you take off the nails, your nails are either they are green, they are dead, they are not looking healthy. That is none of their business. They can't advise you on how to groom your nails, on how to take a break every other interval of doing nails. No advice. No advice on how to manage your nails. No treatment. It's just, okay, do the nails, build acrylic. People are just killing their natural nails. So without the acrylic nails, you don't have a nail.
Wow. As someone who has a lot of experience in the industry, how often would you say women should take a break from fixing their nails for it to come back? It's like saying your skin needs to breathe.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So how often should people take a break, and how often for someone who's like, oh, I hear people say, oh, I can't do without making my nails.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So how often should they make their nails, and how often should they take a break? And just general advice on nail care.
Okay, so in nail breathing is There are some people, like you said, they can't do without doing their nails.
Yes.
It's how it is done, how it's managed, and what comes at the end of the day. So when you fix your nails, you can carry your nails, you do your refill every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Carry your nails for like, if you do the infill, carry it for like 6 weeks or less than 6 weeks. You remove it, you check what is under. You do your manicure, proper manicure. If you have any infection, you have to treat it. Then you can also continue. But those that don't want, like for me as a nail technician, when you come into my place, you want to fix nails. First, I ask you, are you a nail person? Do you want to keep doing the nails, or you just want to do it for an occasion? And when you tell me it's for an occasion, I say, okay, so you're not doing it for doing that, you want to embark on the journey. I would rather tell you, okay, why not do something that will not kill your nails? That is, either we'll do a press on, or when you do it, don't yank it off yourself. When you are done with it, you come back, we soak it off, and we'll give you a hot oil manicure. A hot oil manicure is a treatment instead of using water. It's an oil that helps to moisturize your natural nails and make it more healthy. So we tell you to do the hot oil manicure after you have gone for your party with the first nails, and you go back to your natural nails. And intervally, you come for your hot oil manicure or your manicure, or you do your change of polish. But those that do embark on the full-time fixing,
Yes.
how it is done, like I said, and how you remove it, it goes a long way. Some people pile so much on the natural nails or even on the tip. It tends to make your natural nail thin. By the time you take it off, it becomes like a tissue paper, very fragile, very sensitive. But when you do less powder on your nails, it also helps. It will also help your natural nails under. Or you do a scrub. There's another nail that is called scrub, or it's called fiberglass.
Okay.
When you also do that, that one is very mild on your natural nail,
Okay.
and very friendly. You understand?
Yes.
So it also helps to keep your nails. So like you decide that, oh, you don't want to do nails anymore, you still have something to fall back on. All you need to do is just to trim the nails, because those ones that are long, they are just lifeless and very fragile.
Yes.
You cannot keep it for a while. You cut it down and just do the hot oil manicure, and your nails are healthy. But this piling so much powder on the nails tend to kill the nails, tend to make the nails very fragile. Some people, at the end of the nails, at the end of the day, they don't have nails. They don't have a nail bed. They have to start hiding their nails. And you talk with your hands when they are in order. But when your nails are attacking, they are not. You start hiding it. You understand? You start talking and you're hiding your nails. You're not more confident with your hands. So the less powder, the better for the natural nails.
Less powder, better for your natural nails.
Yes.
You are not just a businesswoman, but a wife, a mother, a sister, a friend. How has this been in your relationship with your husband?
Okay, so like before I got married, my husband knew what I do.
Okay.
I knew how passionate I am with my work.
Okay.
So he played very well. He's not a troublesome person. He's just a nice, kind, loving man that let go of how you want it. If it makes you happy, it's okay by him. So he played okay until kids started coming. And I was fortunate. I have my family around me that helped me, and a daycare also played in my, child caring. So it was not that very difficult. Only the time when there is maybe when the child is ill, so that's the time that need my attention. And God have it, He gave me very beautiful kids and less stress. Less stress. At times when I see kids that cry, I'm like, oh God, I thank you. You never give me kids that are very troublesome, that when you take them out, they start making you disgracing you outside. So I didn't find myself as that kind of mother. I have kids that should I say they understand at a tender age. When they see me, they see me.
Oh.
When I'm not there, they are good because they are in good hands.
Right.
That's just it.
Right. Having good support as a mother is very important.
Yes.
And it goes a long way.
Yes.
So, how long have you been married?
Okay. Been in this journey for 24 years.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
24 years.
And your husband has been supportive all the way from day one.
Yeah, what will I say?
Of course, there's always a bit of here and there, you know. And as a mother, your when you started having children,
Yes.
like you said, you had good support systems,
Yes, I did.
you had daycare,
Yes.
but your time and now is different.
Very different.
Do you think, even though you had a supportive husband, right?
Yes.
Do you think your time and now the way mothers are is different? Because these days we hear the working class mothers, we hear the stay at home mothers, mothers who are home, they're taking care of the children and the household and all that. What do you think is different, especially from the business woman's aspect, right? What do you think is different? What advice would you give to someone who's starting to have kids and still wants to maintain that business aspect, whether or not their husband is supportive or not?
Okay. First and foremost, I don't envy those women that are full housewives. I don't. I don't see myself, even if my husband is very comfortable to provide all that I need.
Okay.
I still believe that the woman should do something, and you should be up and doing. You should have your own finance. You know, you never can tell what the future holds.
Yes.
Anything can happen.
Absolutely.
When you're self-independent, it goes a long way in your marital status, in your family. So you have to have something doing, and that earns you respect in your marriage, within your husband, family background, and all that. So it plays a long way being a hardworking woman. And for me, it's something I long to do something, and I always love to be busy with myself, so that at least at the end of the day I'll be happy. I shouldn't depend on my husband alone. I should put something also on the table, so that at least he's an assistant for the family.
Amazing. How do you balance family and work?
Family time is family time. Work is work. I work from so working for myself is more tedious than working for somebody. Do you get? But fortunately, my kids are grown-ups. My youngest is 17. My oldest is 23, going to 24. And my middle, I have 3 daughters.
Okay.
So it's more ease for me now as a mother than when they were young. So I as long as I could skill through their tender age, now it's much easier because it's just for me to look, it's more, I now see a lot of challenges as because I have adults.
Yes.
As daughters now, where like I will come and call a shot, they will change it and all that. But then it's much easier just for you to make sure that they're on the right path because they are now grown-ups.
Yes.
And they cannot do things all by themselves without being directed. So it's okay. Time for family, time for work. Yeah.
That's good, because I think this is one debate that keeps coming up, especially in the industry, regardless of which sector you're in. Most people is like not setting that boundary. It takes a lot of time for people to readjust, right? And I feel like there's so much pressure on a woman,
Yes.
It's like, yes, someone has to be there and make sure things are put in place, right? So automatically everybody expects the woman, and nobody is disputing the fact that our husbands, the daddies, they are there doing the other background job, you
Yes.
know. So it's not just the mom, but I don't know if it's because of where the part of the world we find ourselves in. So there's this pressure of, oh no, you must do this, you must do that. You're the woman, it's your responsibility, you know. So maybe times would change and
Yes.
people would see it differently, families,
Yeah.
you know. And having kids that are grown up,
Yes.
it helps.
Mhm.
But having little ones is like your mind is always everywhere.
Yes, you're 247. I'm always calling. How is she? Is she okay? What's going on? Even at this old age, I still keep in touch. So God has given us that super extraordinary power to be a mother, to be a worker, and also, have time for the kids. So I always keep in touch, even I'm at home, half mind is at home. Even if I'm at work,
Yes.
half mind is at
home. Yes.
to make sure that everything is okay. Ones that are in school, what's going on.
Yes.
I always work hand in hand with the teachers.
That's
I
good.
pay the price that I could not pay to stay at home to the teachers to make sure that things are in order.
Would you accept and be in support of your children to follow your footsteps in the beauty industry?
Yes, I look forward, but I don't know, they are not interested. They're not interested.
Okay.
But my first daughter, I've taught her how to do nails. Once in a while, she comes in to assist weekends.
Okay.
And I told her that skill, you can't get it wrong. What's probably because it's your mom that owns the business, and you would rather go out somewhere to go and learn, but you don't want to learn from your mom. But I bet you can never go wrong in skill.
Yes.
Because it's something that will earn you more than salary out there.
It's good to be skillful.
Yes.
And I'm thankful for mothers like you who actually talk to their children about being skillful.
Yes.
Because it's not all children will be the you guys, I'm looking for the right word in English, is the epicos, you know.
Yeah.
In this part of the world, we call nerds epicos. We won't always have epicos in our society, right? Even it has to be balanced.
Yes.
It has to be balanced. So I'm thankful for mothers like you, and I hope that mothers who are watching this are open-minded enough to actually allow their children to gain one or two skill, because right now that's where we're heading to.
Of course.
That's where the world is heading to. And nobody is saying that having formal education is terrible. It's a good thing, but be skillful.
Yeah. So I also train people.
Oh, that's
So
good.
far, since I came here, since I've been on my own,
Yes.
I train people, I train students, even the rich people kids that are going abroad for school.
Yes.
I train. So they come and I impact the knowledge, because when they get there, you're fortunate to have friends around. Your first skill is what you have in hand.
Yes.
And your nails. Everybody wants to have good nails. Everybody wants to look good.
Yes.
Yeah. So I do training, and that was why I'll have the opportunity to also train my
children.
Yeah. So
that's good. I know that you're based in Lagos, Nigeria, and you are situated in one of the hottest places ever in Lagos, Lekki to be precise. Yes. So I'm going to put her details in the description, so you can always have it and reach out to Frankie Nails, because trust me, you come here, you get the service you paid for. And if you don't get the service you paid for, I'll return your money. Just call my name, hold me by the wheel. What has been a recurring challenge for you today, being in the industry? Because there's always something. If it's not NEPA, it's the distance from the house to your workplace. If it's not the distance, it's your landlord, it's the security, is the bus driver. There's always something. For you being in the industry this long,
Yeah.
what has been that recurring challenge?
Okay, for now, um, for the years that I've worked for somebody, really I cannot say it was scaling through motherhood and working for somebody.
Okay.
Then from when I have started my own business until now, it has been good
Okay.
until the exchange rates went skyrocket. That this is a new Nigeria that we find ourselves today. That if I want to buy anything, any product, you have to do an exchange rate to know what it will give you in naira. And again, the rent is crazy. The rent is out of this world. If I tell you how much I pay here, is something that is alarming. So these are the challenges that just spring up now, So other than that, it has been a success.
It's been a success.
I believe that God will see us through because it's a new phase of. They said it's everywhere, but us is new. Having to everything 100% increase. So that's just the challenges we are going through now. The new Nigeria with our new rates. Naira has been devalued. You call amount of money, it does not have the value anymore. And charging people is the most difficult thing that I'm going through now because I cannot work and not be able to pay my rent, and I cannot be indebted. And at the same time, I cannot chase clients with so much price.
Yes.
So this is the most difficult that I found myself as I speak now. And as I speak, I'm still looking for how to balance it so that I don't lose my wonderful
clients.
Customers. Yeah.
That's something that every business owner in Nigeria is facing, not just you.
Yeah.
The reality of things being increased by 100%, and even you as a service provider, you want to be able to justify why you're charging your client that amount of money.
Exactly.
Because it's not just your time right now. You're putting different things into factor. Your rent, the product you're using. It's either you're traveling to buy these things or you're shipping it in.
Staff.
Exactly, your staffs are there as well. So it's understandable.
Yeah.
And being a business owner, how do you think the private landlords and the government, how do you think they can come together and make this easy for people? Because we know that everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to make profit, which is very important. Money is important, whether we like it or not. Yes. So how do you think we as a people, we can make this easy?
So what I see now, Nigeria is in a situation now, as I speak, we're in a situation we're trying to get things done like the Western ways. And it all started with the government. They came boom. Things overnight changed. And every individual too try to follow the pace. So I just believe it's going to be a phase that will pass through. You understand?
Yes.
I'm only hoping and believing that this phase will pass because I don't think this have come to stay. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know the right person to talk to. Only God that I believe in that can make the way. That he said he will never give us anything that is greater than us.
Yes.
And then when there's a casting down, we should always say there's a lifting up.
Yes.
And I believe in that word that with God all things are possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
I don't know the right person to talk to because Nigeria is in a phase now. Until we know where we are going, then things will stable. Everybody is calm. Everybody is tired. Is exhausted. So we are just looking up to God and believing that one day something will happen that will bring a better change.
Yes.
So
and
that's it.
That's a positive for me. I feel that's a very positive affirmation
Yes.
over the country and people
Yes.
within,
Yes.
because to speak negatively into a country is very easy for most people. But it's also good to speak positively into your life, your
Yes,
business,
yeah.
and the country you find yourself.
Of course.
Because again, you might go to another country and it's even worse, and you decide, I beg, I dey come back Lagos, Nigeria.
Funny enough, I'm not the type. I have
Exactly.
a lot of opportunity to
live, but you've been here.
I don't see the reason why I will go and be a slave somewhere where I can, make ends meet in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria is my country. I love being in Nigeria. I love what I'm doing in Nigeria, and I love that God is using me to put smiles on people's
People's
face,
faces.
giving them service that gives them people believing in me.
Yes.
is a plus, and it gives me a lot of joy.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Today we see and hear people going into multiple streams of businesses. Do you think that's a wise decision, or do you think people should just stick to one thing and one thing alone?
In this Nigeria of today,
Yes.
let me speak Yoruba for you. Onikepo waja, meaning that one trade does not lead to success with what is playing out today. So if when you try something and it's not working, you tend to try another thing. Try another thing. Probably by the time you keep trying, you might see another that will help to collaborate.
Eventually
works. So, but if you're doing something and it's working for you,
yes,
you go ahead with it. So, like when I started, it was all about nails. But now, the situation where we find ourselves, we can see we've added slippers, party slippers.
Yes.
For people, fancy slippers that you can wear.
Yes.
After party, blinking, and all that.
Yes.
So it's just to add an addition to something. Yeah.
And growing.
Yes. Growing.
What advice would you give to aspiring nail technicians?
My advice is love what you do and put effort. Do it with so much passion and understand that you're here to put smile on somebody's face. You're giving somebody service. Someone is believing in you to give you her hands to work on. So you have to put all the efforts you need to put so that at least at the end of the day, the person will live happily. And your best adverts are the people you're able to, give good service and they're happy.
Your best adverts are the people you give good service. Like that. Just repeat after me. Yes? Good. What does the future hold for Frankie Nails? Would you like to expand from where you are right now? Are you open to investors? Are you open to collaboration? Are you open to having more apprentices and experienced nail technicians, and just having people bring their product and stock up in your place? I guess what I'm trying to say is, do you see yourself retiring anytime soon?
Of course, every good business person wants to expand. Every good business person wants to grow.
Yes.
So I would love to grow. I would love to meet investors. I would love to add some other body into my business.
Yes.
To make it grow. I want to be a brand. I want Frankiness to go out of
shores of Nigeria,
out of Lekki.
Yes.
I want Frankiness to be known nationally and internationally. You understand? So I look forward, meeting and seeing myself growing. So it's a dream that every good business person wants to see themselves grow to that level. Yeah, it's a dream.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me and sharing your knowledge and being part of this community of ours. I'm grateful that you've invited me into your space, which by the way is lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.
Thank you. Bye.